Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Considerable capital, wealth or income. The idea that is intended. What a communication that is about something is about. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A particular kind or species of matter with uniform properties. Shigella is one of the most toxic substances known to man. Material of a particular kind or constitution. The immune response recognizes invading substances. The real physical matter of which a person or thing consists. DNA is the substance of our genes. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Wool has more body than rayon. A resonating chamber in a musical instrument, as the body of a violin. Invest with or as with a body. Give body to. The entire physical structure of an organism, an animal, plant, or human being. He felt as if his whole body were on fire. The body excluding the head and neck and limbs. A natural object consisting of a dead animal or person. They found the body in the lake. A collection of particulars considered as a system. A body of law. A group of persons associated by some common tie or occupation and regarded as an entity. The whole body filed out of the auditorium. An individual three-dimensional object that has mass and that is distinguishable from other objects. Heavenly body. The central message of a communication. The body of the message was short. The external structure of a vehicle. The body of the car was badly rusted. The main mass of a thing. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. A harmonious uniformity or agreement among things or parts. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. When the dough has enough consistency, it is ready to bake. A harmonious uniformity or agreement among things or parts. Logical coherence and accordance with the facts. A rambling argument that lacked any consistency. Logic. An attribute of a logical system that is so constituted that none of the propositions deducible from the axioms contradict one another. Considerable capital, wealth or income. He is a man of means. Thing or person that acts to produce a particular effect or achieve an end. A means of control. An instrumentality for accomplishing some end. Rich in significance or implication. A meaning look. The message that is intended or expressed or signified. What is the meaning of this sentence? The idea that is intended. What is the meaning of this proverb? The state of being contented with your situation in life. He relaxed in sleepy contentedness. The amount that can be contained. What a communication that is about something is about. Satisfied or showing satisfaction with things as they are. A contented smile. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. Something, a person or object or scene, selected by an artist or photographer for graphic representation. Usually plural. Everything that is included in a collection and that is held or included in something. He emptied the contents of his pockets. Make content. I am contented. Satisfy in a limited way. He contented himself with 1 glass of beer per day. The proportion of a substance that is contained in a mixture or alloy, etc. What a communication that is about something is about. A communication, usually brief, that is written or spoken or signaled. He sent a 3-word message. Send a message. Send a message to. She messaged the committee. Send as a message. She messaged the final report by fax. What a communication that is about something is about. A building dedicated to a particular activity. They were raising money to build a new center for research. The object upon which interest and attention focuses. His stories made him the center of the party. Direct one's attention on something. Move into the center. That vase in the picture is not centered. A cluster of nerve cells governing a specific bodily process. In most people, the speech center is in the left hemisphere. The sweet central portion of a piece of candy that is enclosed in chocolate or some other covering. Mercantile establishment consisting of a carefully landscaped complex of shops representing leading merchandisers. Usually includes restaurants and a convenient parking area, a modern version of the traditional marketplace. Equally distant from the extremes. A place where some particular activity is concentrated. They received messages from several centers. Football. The person who plays center on the line of scrimmage and snaps the ball to the quarterback. The center fumbled the handoff. A point equidistant from the ends of a line or the extremities of a figure. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. It is in the center of town. Center upon. Her entire attention centered on her children. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The piece of ground in the outfield directly ahead of the catcher. He hit the ball to deep center. American football. The position of the player on the line of scrimmage who puts the ball in play. It is a center's responsibility to get the football to the quarterback. A position on a basketball team of the player who participates in the jump that starts the game. Basketball. The person who plays center on a basketball team. Ice hockey. The person who plays center on a hockey team. Of or belonging to neither the right nor the left politically or intellectually. Politically moderate persons, centrists. The middle of a military or naval formation. They had to reinforce the center. The position on a hockey team of the player who participates in the face-off at the beginning of the game. A building dedicated to a particular activity. The object upon which interest and attention focuses. Direct one's attention on something. Move into the center. A cluster of nerve cells governing a specific bodily process. The sweet central portion of a piece of candy that is enclosed in chocolate or some other covering. A place where some particular activity is concentrated. A point equidistant from the ends of a line or the extremities of a figure. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A low-lying region in central France. Computer science. A tiny ferrite toroid formerly used in a random access memory to store one bit of data, now superseded by semiconductor memories. Each core has 3 wires passing through it, providing the means to select and detect the contents of each bit. A small group of indispensable persons or things. 5 periodicals make up the core of their publishing program. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. An organization founded by James Leonard Farmer in 1942 to work for racial equality. A bar of magnetic material, as soft iron, that passes through a coil and serves to increase the inductance of the coil. A cylindrical sample of soil or rock obtained with a hollow drill. Remove the core or center from. Core an apple. The center of an object. The ball has a titanium core. The central part of the Earth. The chamber of a nuclear reactor containing the fissile material where the reaction takes place. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A toiletry that emits and diffuses a fragrant odor. Any substance possessing to a high degree the predominant properties of a plant or drug or other natural product from which it is extracted. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The gist of the prosecutor's argument. The hollow muscular organ located behind the sternum and between the lungs. Its rhythmic contractions move the blood through the body. He stood still, his heart thumping wildly. The courage to carry on. You haven't got the heart for baseball. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. They ran forward into the heart of the struggle. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The heart and soul of the Republican Party. The locus of feelings and intuitions. In your heart you know it is true. A positive feeling of liking. The child won everyone's heart. An inclination or tendency of a certain kind. He had a change of heart. A firm rather dry variety meat, usually beef or veal. A 5-pound beef heart will serve 6. A plain figure with rounded sides curving inward at the top and intersecting at the bottom, conventionally used on playing cards and valentines. He drew a heart and called it a valentine. A playing card in the major suit that has 1 or more red hearts on it. He led the Queen of Hearts. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The heart and soul of the Republican Party. With complete faith. She was with him heart and soul. Preoccupation with what concerns human inner nature, especially ethical or ideological values. Socrates' inwardness, integrity, and inquisitiveness. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. Preoccupation especially with one's attitudes and ethical or ideological values. The sensitiveness of James's characters, their seeming inwardness. The quality or state of being inward or internal. The inwardness of the body's organs. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The inner and usually edible part of a seed or grain or nut or fruit stone. Black walnut kernels are difficult to get out of the shell. A single whole grain of a cereal. A kernel of corn. Any of various squash plants grown for their elongated fruit with smooth dark green skin and whitish flesh. The fatty network of connective tissue that fills the cavities of bones. Large elongated squash with creamy to deep green skins. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. Very tender and very nutritious tissue from marrow bones. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The inner and usually edible part of a seed or grain or nut or fruit stone. The flesh of animals, including fishes and birds and snails, used as food. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A small lump or protuberance. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The nub of the story. A small piece. A nub of coal. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. Remove the pith from a plant. Soft sponge-like central cylinder of the stems of most flowering plants. Determine the sum of. Be a summary of. The abstract summarizes the main ideas in the paper. The final aggregate. The sum of all our troubles did not equal the misery they suffered. A set containing all and only the members of two or more given sets. The whole amount. A quantity of money. He borrowed a large sum. A quantity obtained by the addition of a group of numbers. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A construct whereby objects or individuals can be distinguished. Self-confidence is not an endearing property. Any movable articles or objects used on the set of a play or movie. Something owned. Any tangible or intangible possession that is owned by someone. That had as my property. Any area set aside for a particular purpose. The president was concerned about the property across from the White House. A basic or essential attribute shared by all members of a class. The upper part of a column that supports the entablature. The federal government of the United States. One of the large alphabetic characters used as the first letter in writing or printing proper names and sometimes for emphasis. Printers once kept the type for capitals and for small letters in separate cases. Capitals were kept in the upper half of the typecase and so became known as uppercase letters. Assets available for use in the production of further assets. Uppercase. Capital A. A book written by Karl Marx, 1867, describing his economic theories. A center that is associated more than any other with some activity or product. The crime capital of Italy. A seat of government. First rate. A capital fellow. Of primary importance. Our capital concern was to avoid defeat. Wealth in the form of money or property owned by a person or business and human resources of economic value. Music, melodic subject of a musical composition. The accompanist picked up the idea and elaborated it. An approximate calculation of quantity or degree or worth. A rough idea how long it would take. The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. It was not a good idea. Your intention, what you intend to do. The idea of the game is to capture all the pieces. A personal view. He has an idea that we don't like him. A personal belief or judgment that is not founded on proof or certainty. What are your thoughts on Haiti? The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. The thought never entered my mind. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. She paused for thought. The organized beliefs of a period or group or individual. 19th century thought. The activity of communicating, the activity of conveying information. They could not act without official communication from Moscow. A connection allowing access between persons or places. How many lines of communication can there be among four people? Something that is communicated by or to or between people or groups. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.